Rodney Marsh.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hi, Rod. Yeah.
Where are we going with this?
Good evening, Rodney. Let's be serious. Let's be sensible. All the papers tomorrow are touching on a search for Manchester City for a new manager to replace Manuel Pellegrini at the end of the season. The names in the frame: Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola. Do you think that Pellegrini can survive? I guess is the question.
No. I think the only way that he survives is if they go to the final of the Champions League. Over the last 4 years, City have won the league twice, the EPL twice. They've come runners-up. They've won the FA Cup. And even with all the success that they had, even before Pellegrini won the league, they sacked Mancini because of his performances in the Champions League. So I see the same thing happening again. Jason, we had this conversation last week, didn't we?
Yes,
and I agree with Jason. Yeah. I think unless he does something remarkable in the Champions League, I think Pellegrini is toast.
Yeah, I agree, Rodders, and the sort of money that the owners have put in. This is a massive tournament, and they want to progress. And just ask the question: when is City going to stand up and play like a side that believe they can be in the Champions League and that they can win it? Because the performance last week showed me a performance they didn't believe, and they didn't honestly, genuinely believe they are.
Agreed.
When are they going to stand up? When are the real City going to stand up in Champions League?
Do you know the most alarming thing, Jason, that, I've been talking to a lot of Man City people over the last 7 or 8 days, and the alarming thing for everybody is Vincent Kompany is having a nightmare time. He really is having a bad time at the back.
Is he fully fit, Robbie?
He don't look it, does he? He don't look it. He looks a yard off the pace. He's indecisive. He's giving the ball away. And he's a great player for Man City. And Zabaleta as well, he's having a bad run of form, and Yaya away at the African nations and all that sort of stuff, and they had very poor form while he was away, and the 4-4-2, which I heard you guys talking about a little bit earlier, you can't play that way at the highest level because every team plays with 5 or 6 in midfield, and Pellegrini has got it so wrong, and at the same time as his players are having a bit of a bad time too, so not good for Man City.
Other players, you guys will be able to answer this as you've played. Is there a point at which you don't believe in the system or the manager you're playing for, and because you're not well drilled enough in your role?
I think there comes a point where you don't believe you can win. I honestly mean that. As an example, they're going to go to Barcelona in the second leg. They're 2-1 down. They could have been out of it, apart from Messi's penalty miss and the rebound miss as well. They should be out of it, but they're not. But I honestly believe that Manchester City are going to go to Barcelona and in their hearts know it's going to be a miracle for them to get anything out of it.
What about yesterday, Rodders? Because Liverpool, the way that Liverpool set up, would have been perfect, really, to play against a 4-4-2, with the 3 at the back dominating, the extra man in the middle of the park. And Liverpool just seemed to pop it about with absolute ease, a little bit like the way that, but not to the same effect, obviously, but a little bit like the way that Barca did, but it's a different formation. He seems quite stubborn. Georgie made a good point earlier. That reminds me about Arsene Wenger. There's a stubbornness. I'm going to do it my way, and this is the way I'm going to do it. But sometimes 4-4-2 works for the certain opposition, and sometimes it doesn't, and you've got to recognise and know. And yesterday again, he made a very similar mistake as he did against Barca.
I agree completely with that. You know, when I look at the Man City team and I look at the way they set up, very often when they play 2 up front and it was Dzeko and Aguero, very often they end up actually in the same position. You know, the ball come into the box and they'll be within 5 yards of each other. Now, whether that's because they haven't played that system all year or whether it's because, you know, I don't know, that they've brought Boney in training and there's a mix-up in training or whatever it is. They don't look set. They don't look organised. And to be fair to Liverpool, I thought Liverpool were terrific. I thought they were absolutely terrific.
Yep, agreed. And they look like a shoe-in for me at top 4, Rodders, at the expense of United, I would say.
They do now, pal, don't they? And, you know, I was looking at the Manchester United reports after the game and how Wayne Rooney is back in trying to bail out Angel Di Maria. He's having a nightmare time as well. And we saw it again, didn't we? You know, Man United struggling to get their win, but to be fair to them, they are getting the results. The big one for me, of course, big one for me, guys, is Jose Mourinho. I mean, Jose Mourinho now is proving that he's one of the best managers in the world.
Well, I mean, it did. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. The problem of Matic, he solved. He dealt with it, and I thought Chelsea in the end looked quite comfortable.
Well, they did. I was talking to a coach today. I had a fantastic conversation with a youth coach today who made a great point. What they did, what Chelsea did, and it must have been only Mourinho could have come up with this. They shut out the passing lanes into Harry Kane. They couldn't get the ball into Harry Kane because Zuma was either on the right side when it was on their right side or on the left side, and they couldn't get the ball into him. And Harry Kane hardly had a kick, didn't he? And all season, the lad's been fantastic. And Mourinho found a way to cut the service out. Yep.
Frank Lampard talked probably about 2 seasons ago about the influence Mourinho had on his career. It was probably just before Mourinho came back to Chelsea, actually, and how he made him believe he was a winner. And that's the thing that you think about when I look at Chelsea this season. I don't think Chelsea take to the pitch, even if they lose. I don't think they take to the pitch thinking I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here, or I don't feel like we can go out and get a result here. You can just see it. And with Manchester City, I'm not sure you can see it, and that's the Mourinho difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? That is a great point, Georgie, and I tell you why. Man City, you're dead right. Man City go to Barcelona, and they're going to go there hoping to get something. Chelsea are playing Paris Saint-Germain back at Stamford Bridge, and I bet you they're thinking they're going to win it.
Well, yes, all it takes is one bad decision, even a bad 20 minutes in the Champions League, and you can find yourself out. But Chelsea, it's in their own hands, that's for sure. Just quickly, Rodders, before you go, Tim Sherwood started life at Aston Villa. He was incredibly confident, saying all the right things. 2 games later, 1 goal, no points. It's as if there's a little bit of reality has hit home. He doesn't seem quite as bullish, although he has come out and said today... Oh, no,
he was even more bullish today, I
say today, and I'm paraphrasing, Rodders, that he said that West Brom are a small club and Villa are a big club. Of course, they play one another tonight.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah,
I look at Tim Sherwood. I've seen him over the last year or so, and he's the kind of... He looks to me the kind of guy that shouts and screams and jumps up and down, but he actually doesn't believe it.
I will say, though, what Sherwood did say, by the way, is that the kid gloves are off, is that, it's time for a reality check for his players at Villa, that it's their problem that they're down there. They're the only people who can get them out, and tough love is about to be what he's going to impart to his players, which I think if you're a Villa fan would actually be good to hear.
Well, I saw that quote, and my first thought was, what is he actually going to do then? Is he going to make changes? Is he going to change the system? Is he going to change some players? Or will it just be the same again? And if it doesn't go right, he starts jumping up and down again and screaming.
OK, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how he does against little club West Bromwich Albion. That'll be very interesting. Rodders, thank you for coming on, Rodney.
OK, good night, folks.
Thank you.